Hello, my name is Claire, ULTRAKILL, and this video is going to be used as a very basic guide for coins in ULTRAKILL. I'll start from the very basics. I'm not going to do any super insane techs. That is not something that will be covered in this. I'll just be showing basics and some neat little things you can do. My mic cut out here, but I didn't say anything important, so next clip. Let's start off with the very, very basics of a coin. Throwing a coin. You right click. That's it. Coins refresh pretty quickly. You have 4 charges constantly. Not constantly. You start out with 4 charges. And you can throw all of them at once. Now, let's start with the next important thing. Actually hitting them. So coins will fly in front of you like that. If you want to consistently hit coins and you don't want to put too much effort into it, you can just do this. The second you throw that coin out, if you just flick your mouse upward a tiny bit, not even that much, and shoot, it will hit the coin. When you do hit the coin, it will auto-track onto an enemy and hit their weak point. If it cannot hit a weak point, it will just hit the closest part of the enemy possible. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, weak points are very interesting. For first part, here's this guy. This is a street cleaner. His weak point is this thing on his back, but just shooting him normally, I mean, it won't take too long to kill him, but still, you'd rather do it faster. So you spawn him in. Doesn't matter if you're facing in front, you can throw a coin, and he blows up instantly. Now, not all enemies have that. However, that one does. And it is very good at clearing out crowds, especially if there are a bunch of fodder enemies surrounding a street cleaner. Now, coins do have priority on where they will go. Their first priority is other coins midair. Now, if you have multiple coins in the air, they will go to each other, and then they will ricochet like that. It just can do more damage, or it can hit multiple enemies like this. Just a different little thing you can do. Helps a little bit. The next is anything explosive. So a rocket, a coin will go to it. Or, for example, a core of a shotgun. A coin will go to that. So the next thing a coin can hit is interruptible projectiles. What do I mean by that? So it can't shoot anything mid-air. If an enemy has shot something at you, say a mind flayer, and it is coming towards you, it cannot stop that. At that point, just dodge or parry. However, if an enemy is priming a shot, it'll go to that. Basically like a street cleaner explosion from when you hit its weak point. Same thing. It can do this with a variety of different enemies, such as the stray, the soldier. It can also do it with the schism, although from my experience it is not as easy to hit the schism, just because of how they act as characters. It can hit drones, it cannot hit mind flayers, that is important to know. But it can hit a lot of enemies. The next thing, which seems like it doesn't make sense, but the next available target is any point on an enemy. I mean, it makes sense because you'd obviously want to hit things like techs. And then the lowest priority is breakable glass. You should never really be using coins for breakable glass. You have much better options for that. Now, next technique is split coining. So, split coining works when you hit that little sweet spot right when it flashes. It's there for about half a second. I don't know the exact time, but it's not long. So, if you hit it though, if you hit the split coin though, it'll split. Now, this can be very useful for a lot of reasons. 1, you're getting double the bang for your buck. 2, if there are 2 street cleaners, guess what? You just got both of them, and that feels really good to hit. And there are a surprising amount of areas in this game where they'll put 2 or 3 street cleaners. And you can solve that with 1 split coin, or 1 regular, you can solve it with 1 split coin, and 1 normal coin. Anyways, now where does this also come in? Comes in with chaining coins. You can hit the split window of a coin And it'll split further if it's ricocheting off of other coins. Very useful information to know. Now, there is another tech with coins. You can, anything in your possession that is hit scan, you can also shoot the coin with. Different revolver, and it works. But this is really cool because if you have something like, this is really cool though, because if you have something like the piercer, and you're actually good at the game, unlike me, you can do that. That is a really, really strong. Fun thing about the piercer. This is basically just a mini rail cannon, especially if you are using the slab version. So learning how to hit these coins is very, very useful. But you can also hit a rail cannon. You cannot split coin with this. However, you very much can still do a lot of damage. Now, coins can pass through enemies. So, what you do for rail coining is this. You will walk forward, do that. Walk backwards and do that, because coins follow your momentum. So you walk forward and throw a coin, walk backwards and throw a coin in quick succession, and then shoot the rail cannon at the coin that went through the enemy. Let me see if I can explain this better with a little diagram that I will be drawing and showing here. Alright, this is my diagram on how rail coining works. So, when you throw a coin behind a service, and up top, right, they're in two different positions. Coins prioritize other coins in the air before they go to enemies. So if you use the rail cannon and shoot the coin in the back, because remember, it pierces, it'll go through the service and do 8 damage, or however much it does, and then bounce off of this coin to the other one and hit the service again. And then this coin will target the service's weak point. And it does that, which is a lot of damage. And you can do this with basically any enemy, although it's easier on the bigger ones or bosses that are stationary at the start of their fights. Think Gabriel or Minos or Sisyphus. You have that tiny window at the start where you can get a bunch of damage right off the bat. Anyways, back to me playing the game. Another neat thing about coins is punching. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's spawn this guy, little ferryman. You can punch your coins, and it will track to the enemy. Now, neat little thing about the coin punching is if you saw it, the coin stays up there. You can shoot it again, and it also has that split coin window. So you can get a split coin, but that's not it. With this tech, the coin stays there. So what you can do is this. It's as simple as throwing the coin to punch it. It tracks to the nearest enemy, and then you walk up and just keep punching it. Now, this is a more niche technique that you don't really see people use. The only time you'll see people use this is in the fight with V2 when they're speedrunning usually. Because there's a little bug with V2 where you can, during his speech, do this, and it kills him. Just a little thing. Hi, I'm editing this. 2 notes. I don't know why I said speech. V2 doesn't have a speech. I meant to say his little bow. Second thing, coin punching itself is not niche. People use that a lot. What I meant is the repeated coin punching on one target is kind of niche, and you only will really see that in super high level play or in V1 speedruns, or V2 speedruns. Back to the video. So those are some very basic things to do with coins. Just remember, carries your momentum. Split coining is very useful, and they can save your ass against basically any enemy in the game. All right. Thank you. Have a good one.